Clairaudience. What is it? And how can you perhaps develop this gift? Clairaudience is the psychic ability that allows us to hear our inner voice and hear the messages or guidance from Spirit. This is a really beautiful psychic ability, as it really allows the psychic, the practitioner, to be able to relay and pick up information coming through the auditory sense. Sometimes people will think that it's lots of voices or lots of answers, but often, it can be very subtle in what is given. It can be a one word, it can be a name, it can be a sound or a sort of symphony of sounds. When this sense is opening up, often we can hear or feel a slight shift in our energy. Our internal voice and our inner, hearing shifts. Sometimes it can be a feeling of like a popping sensation or crackling sensation that you can hear when this gift is opening up. The clairaudience allows us to really get deeper and connect to our inner voice. In order to get a clear, audient message or a clairaudient connection, it's really important that we still our mind and we really clear our thoughts from the worries, the stresses, and the day-to-day, so we can come into our awareness with, the inner voice, the inner, hearing. Some people think that, clairaudience is a loud auditory, message they hear outside themselves, and sometimes it can be, but very often or not, more times than not, clairaudience is an inner voice. It's an inner voice, and it's communicating to you with love. Often we can get signs and messages when it comes to clairaudience through our feeling body as well, and we can get this deep sort of knowing that something has spoken to us, even if it feels just like ourselves, but it's the higher self communicating with us. Clairaudient messages will never be scary, they'll never give you judgment or criticism. They're pure loving vibrational energies and messages coming directly from Source, your higher self, your guides, your guardians, and angelic team. If you'd like to open up this ability, I really recommend meditating. Meditation helps a lot, stilling the mind to listen to the inner voice and, connect with your spirit more deeply, to really understand, to really recognize what it is it's communicating to you. Sometimes the messages can be, very calming, very soothing, very supportive. Other times it can be very much a transmission of energy, such as music or frequency that is allowing us, to get activated or cleared. So, as you meditate and ask your guides and higher self to connect with you more auditory, more of an auditory way, you might find yourself connecting with, not just messages, but also these activations of energy, which can be really beautiful and really empowering. People often describe the angelic realm as such a high frequency, and that when they work with it, they hear like chimes and very high vibrational sounds. So many different ways in which we can receive messages and energy through the clairaudience. Sound, is one of the most divine forms of connection to our spirit and Source. I invite you to open up, to still your mind and connect more with your auditory energy, your psychic auditory energy, your clairaudience. Often also going to sound baths or sound therapy events can also really support you to connect and really listen more deeply to that inner voice within.